Welcome to the deep dive. You sent us your sources, and we're here to dig into the knowledge that really counts.
Yeah, and today's topic is, well, it's a big one. That constant pull of instant gratification. How do we actually manage it?
Exactly. And our main source is a YouTube video. When I'm going to quote in, you're from the Book Flare channel,
Yeah.
the Hindi book summary, basically.
Right, and it's done in a really accessible way. Very conversational, lots of analogies that make these brain concepts, much easier to grasp.
For sure. And your mission, listening in, is
Yeah.
to get some practical ways to kind of sidestep those distractions, focus on the bigger picture goals.
Without it feeling like you've got to give up all enjoyment, right?
Precisely. So, okay, the video dives right into the brain chemistry. Dopamine.
Yeah, dopamine. The video calls it the happiness delivery boy in your brain. It's a neat way to put it.
It is. And it explains how easily our brains get, well, hooked on the quick hits. Social media pings, short videos, that kind of stuff.
Things that give you that immediate dopamine rush. And it uses some interesting comparisons.
Like the brain being a spoiled child,
Uh-huh.
or even a royal king.
Exactly. And dopamine is the servant running around offering these fake shining stones, things that look good but aren't real satisfaction.
Think Instagram filters, endless reels.
Or, just one more episode on Netflix, that sort of thing.
And then comes the crash, right? What the video calls the guilt kapakora.
Yeah. That feeling of regret after you've kind of binged on the easy stuff, that temporary pleasure followed by, oh, what did I just do?
We've all been there. And the point is, the brain can get sort of addicted to this loop.
Mm-hmm. Which then makes the necessary stuff, studying, working out, even cleaning up, feel, well, boring. Really difficult, actually.
Yeah, disproportionately hard. It uses another analogy I liked. The butter chicken you can smell but not eat.
Oh, right. Captures that perfectly, doesn't it? Dopamine promises the satisfaction, gets you excited, but doesn't fully deliver that deep fulfillment. It's a tease.
It really is.
Mhm.
And this is where it gets kind of tricky for our perception.
How so?
Well, the video argues this constant chase actually messes with how we see effort. Suddenly, tackling a big project feels like climbing Mount Everest.
Well, opening Instagram feels, what, like meditation?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It completely skews our sense of difficulty and reward.
Wow. Okay. And there's the train analogy, too, right?
Yeah, the local train without brakes. Just keeps stopping at every single dopamine station, every notification, every little distraction.
And productivity gets left way behind at the main station, derails your whole day.
Totally. So, for you listening, does life sometimes feel like you're just bouncing around a dopamine playground?
I think just noticing that, becoming aware of that pull, the video says that's really the crucial first step.
Right. Awareness first. Okay, so after understanding the dopamine trap, the video talks about detoxing.
Mm-hmm. But it's quick to point out this isn't about extreme measures necessarily.
No deprivation chambers needed.
Exactly. It stresses that the biggest part is actually the prep work beforehand. If you don't prepare, your brain's just gonna, sabotage the whole effort.
Like trying to go to the gym spontaneously without your shoes or a plan, it won't work.
Pretty much. You need to consciously get ready to step back from those easy dopamine hits.
And it suggests you almost have to trick your brain a bit.
Yeah, like coaxing someone onto the dance floor, maybe? Gently guide it away from the urge rather than a really harsh cutoff.
That analogy of the friend constantly bugging you to check your phone, I thought that was good.
It is good. The goal isn't silence, maybe, but to be smarter than that brainy devil, as they put it. Be strategic.
And environment is huge, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Trying to detox while you're, say, lying in bed with your phone right there, that's making it way harder than it needs to be.
Your surroundings really do shape things.
They do. And another key part of preparing is figuring out your personal triggers.
Right, not just the apps, but the feelings. Boredom, stress, certain emotions.
Exactly. What sends you reaching for that quick fix? Knowing that pattern lets you plan for it.
Find alternatives, maybe.
Right. And the video admits, look, this detox path, it's not always going to be smooth sailing.
No, it sounds bumpy.
But ultimately rewarding, it's very personal. Starts with being honest with yourself.
It asks you directly, doesn't it? Have you actually acknowledged the addiction, the habit, that mirror for self-recognition?
Yeah. And it's about gradual change, consistency, having some courage, not a quick fix.
And as you make that sustained effort, the brain's reaction to dopamine starts to change.
It does, which leads to that really interesting question the video poses.
What if you could actually enjoy the boring but necessary stuff?
Imagine that. It admits it's tough, but pushes for that can-do attitude.
Okay, so after prepping, there's the 7-day detox plan.
Right, framed as this direct challenge, a boot camp for your brain, basically. Given how easy it is to just scroll late at night or put things off.
Requires strategy, perseverance.
For sure. And it gives a kind of day-by-day feel for what to expect.
Day 1, you're committed, but bam, temptation hits hard. Your phone feels like it's buzzing constantly.
Yeah, phantom pings. Then day 2, boredom really kicks in, cravings get stronger. That army of mosquitoes feeling, as they described it?
Yeah, irritating. Day 3 is more inward, talking to yourself.
Apparently. But that's seen as a good sign, reconnecting with your own thoughts, not just reacting.
Okay, then days 4 and 5, things start to settle down a bit.
Yeah, gradually finding some actual enjoyment in offline things, reading, real chats, just quiet.
Nice. Day 6, danger zone. The urge to reward yourself with the forbidden fruit.
Exactly. A real test of resolve right there.
And then day 7, hopefully you're feeling more in charge. Mine's a bit more obedient.
That's the idea. More responsive to what you want to do, less pulled by every little thing.
The video is clear, though. This week might involve some pain and panic.
It might. But it's positioned as a kind of rebirth, becoming that more focused version of yourself.
Which leads to that final zinger for this part. Did you just uninstall apps, or did you actually upgrade yourself?
Powerful question. Okay, so post-detox, the focus shifts, right? To actually training the brain for the hard stuff.
Yeah, tackling that classic problem. You sit down to work, and 5 minutes later you're watching cat videos. That one video trap.
Happens to the best of us. The video brings back the spoiled child brain idea resisting effort.
And asks that fundamental question. Who's ruling who? Your impulses or your intentions?
Highlighting the brain's default setting. The 3S formula. Snacks, scrolls, snooze, easy dopamine.
So you need to actively train it, not just, treat it occasionally, like commando training.
Building mental muscle, basically. Resilience.
I like the image of the hero tackling an Excel sheet like they're building abs. It's about conditioning.
Gradually getting the brain used to sustain focus on tough things, transforming it into that calm, wise elder.
Because avoiding the hard tasks just digs you deeper into the distraction cycle. More regret.
Definitely. So cultivating that can-do attitude is crucial. And acknowledging that motivation, it's fickle.
You can't wait for it. You just have to act.
Like riding that scooter in the rain, push through the discomfort.
And the payoff is connecting this brain training now to an easier, less stressful future.
And a warning, too. Even breaks need to be mindful. Don't just swap focused work for mindless scrolling.
Right. The call to action is clear. Stop scrolling. Do something that actually makes you better.
Train the monkey brain, sometimes with a stick discipline, not just sweet treats.
Okay, finally it pulls back to talk about long-term balance.
Yeah, addressing that feeling when you give in and it kind of sours your progress on bigger goals.
Yeah.
How little choices add up.
Like derailing a train, bit by bit. It uses the marathon runner analogy again here.
Right, you need gradual training. Can't sprint the whole way. Same for training the brain without constant dopamine hits needs sustainability.
So it's not about banning all fun, is it?
No, not at all. It's about weaving enjoyable, relaxing things into your routine smartly. So they complement focus, don't kill it.
A little game, a bit of chocolate, a short show after you've done the work.
Can actually make you feel fresher, more productive long-term, not less.
Like the morning workout example, go too hard too soon, you burn out and quit.
Exactly. Drastic changes often lead to the brain just boycotting the whole thing, back to square one.
So balance, even in downtime, is key. Leads to enjoying the big wins more without feeling drained.
And it prompts you, the listener, again. How can you balance those small pleasures with actual goal progress in your day-to-day?
Calling balance a superpower built on small daily wins. I like that.
Me too. It reinforces that real achievement comes from staying calm, focused, even when your brain screams for an easy out.
And it leaves you with one last thing to chew on. What excuses does your brain cook up for that instant comfort?
Oof, good question. So wrapping this up, the big takeaway seems to be really understanding dopamine's power.
And then managing it strategically through awareness, preparation, that gradual detox, training, and finding that long-term balance.
It's crucial if you want to hit your goals and not get lost in, well, endless distraction.
Definitely encourages you to take a look at your own habits, maybe try some of these strategies out.
And that final thought it leaves us with, beyond just the video, how do we actually build a genuine sense of satisfaction? One that isn't just tied to fleeting digital hits.
Something deep and lasting. Lots to think about there.
For sure.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We hope this gave you some valuable things to consider.